Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark,
And I'm Rob.
and today we're going to talk about the Indiana Fever being the funnest and most likable team in the league because they're much more mature than the rest of the WNBA. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do. So, Rob, there was this pushback to Caitlin Clark fans from Alyssa Thomas and other people because they've been making some racist comments towards them. And so they interviewed the Fever people about that, how they felt about what was going on with that. And I know that initially they interviewed Caitlin Clark a couple months ago, and she said, honestly, I'm not on social media, so I didn't even know about it. And then she denounced it, and then she denounced it again. And Leah Boston, also got some pushback because she wasn't playing well early in the year, and she had to get off social media. So they asked Aaliyah Boston about it. She said, Alyssa Thomas' comments, it's hard to hear, but it's the truth in some way. I wouldn't put everything on Fever fans, but just overall in social media, there has been so much hate spread. And even being on this team to start the season, I was at the other end of those hate comments. I feel like this was a big reason why I took a break from social media. And at the same time, now that the tables have turned and we started winning games and I started doing better in their opinion, then all of a sudden it was love comments. So you notice she got hate also. It's not just Caitlin Clark fans. Right. And that what she did was she got off social media. So hint, what you should do is get off social media and you won't hear the hate.
Right. Exactly. I mean, would stay off, but the young kids, that's where it is. In social media, like I said, when all that stuff is, when they say mean stuff, they're a bunch of cowards. They say stuff they would never say to your face.
Right. So Erica Wheeler answered the question. We don't condone any of those things. Eyes have been on us since Clark got drafted. So for us, our ears have been blocked out longer than most people, if that makes any sense. Like I've said before, it's a lot of things that try to come into this building and try to pull us apart, and we just didn't let. However, we probably hate too, but we just don't care about it because what's the point in this organization and us winning games? And that's what we did. But for the most part, we don't condone that. I don't care about it because it's a fan who's probably sitting on the couch doing nothing. So I don't care. She doesn't see another thing. So one, get off social media. Two, if you hear it, just realize it's coming from a small, immature person that's meaningless and try not to let it bother you. That's what she's saying. She doesn't care what they say, Rob, because they're coming from a bad source.
And like she said, they're trying to tear the team apart. So that, I'll give examples. Chicago Sky, that's probably why they didn't do so well, or the team was torn apart because of Angel Reese always on social media, and the attention that the coach herself put that attention on her. So the other players are like, wait a minute, what about us? But that tore apart. Oh, that's besides the coach, that tore apart, I believe, their team as far as with the social media.
Right. And Kelsey Mitchell answered, we err on the side of professionalism in a lot of different ways, and we can only control within our organization, within our people. We personally, we don't condone those things, no matter what color you are, whatever you carry or possess. And I think that Thomas may have had an experience that we may or may not know on our own. But I don't think that should be labeled on us 12 or who we try to represent. So I respect her comment and what she has to say, but I don't think that has anything to do with us. And, it looks like they were trying to push it on Caitlin Clark and her fans. And in essence, they were pushing on Indiana Fever, Rob.
Right.
And Indiana Fever fans. That's essentially what they were saying. And, look at when they brought it out. Caitlin Clark and the Fever just lost 2-0 to the Connecticut Sun.
Right.
And they rubbed it in her face. Oh, you guys lost? By the way, not only did we just beat you, we're going to attack your fans right now, right after the game. They couldn't just enjoy the victory. Like Angel Reese couldn't enjoy the victory when LSU won the national championship. We got to rub it in your face right now, Rob.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and then they're saying essentially, if you're a Caitlin Clark or if you're Indiana Fever fans, then you must be a racist because you're an Indiana Fever fan.
Right. And again, no pushback on Angel Reese's fans who have said racial things to Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark has said death threats. She has to have security. But that's not a concern to anyone in the league, except for, I guess, Caitlin Clark and her team. But this is why this team is so likable, Rob. And that's why they're the most mature team in the league. And that's why they're the funnest team in the league. And that's why they're so popular. It's not just Caitlin Clark. I think people really like the team. And it started with Erica Wheeler accepting Caitlin Clark from the very beginning, where she said, I'm like a big sister. I'm going to teach her what I can. And she knew she was losing her starting point guard position. And she's adapted to her role. I give her a lot of credit, Rob. Erica Wheeler's the biggest cheerleader on the sideline when she's not in the game. And it shows the maturity of an Erica Wheeler. Aaliyah Boston was very accepting of Caitlin Clark from the very beginning. And I think their leadership and Caitlin Clark's maturity and the way she was able to take the high road all the time and eventually win her teammates over, I said this made them a very, very likable team, Rob.
And it's really sad, or I don't know if it's sad. What I like about it is that these young ladies, which I like, that's why I kind of like the youth. People are saying the youth is not really that great now, but they got to look a little deeper. And I work with young men and women, and I love it because with comments like that, they don't care. They don't care about this. And then they're the ones who are teaching the older people or people who have that kind of hate. They're teaching them how it should be. And they're younger than you. So they're saying, hey, this is the way it should be. And then it's the ones who are supposed to be more mature who are acting like little kids.
Yeah, I've said this before. I don't understand why this is new to them. Athletes being criticized. I'm sure they were criticized before Caitlin Clark got in the league and by fans. It just was to a smaller degree. So to think that this wasn't taking place before. Now, the racism is obviously wrong and maybe a new level of racism because some of the Caitlin Clark fans were white and saying racist things to Alyssa Thomas and stuff. But criticism and really bad derogatory comments towards athletes have been going on forever. And athletes have just tuned it out. They've learned to tune it out. And it's never fair. It's never right, especially when it goes overboard.
You think Michael Jordan got some nice comments when he came to New York? No matter if you, even though he's a superstar?
Sure he got
Give me.
No, so just get off social media. That's if that's bothering you that much, and then just consider the source. You ever just say that? That's a great saying. Consider the source when you hear someone says really something bad about you, and you know it's not true, and that person's a troll-like person. You just say consider the source. They know that concept. Why aren't they using this for the comments made from Caitlin Clark trolls?
Right.
And why aren't they getting off social media? Why aren't they being more mature about this? Why is the NN favorite team is decided, well, we're just not going to listen to the social media. We're going to be off it, and we're going to be a lot happier because of it. Why are they?
It's kind of like the la 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 la. I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Right. And Leah Boston and Caitlin Clark are only 22 years old.
Yeah.
And they figured this out. So I don't know what to say. Anyways, Caitlin Clark has announced it twice, just so we know. Please don't ask her to announce it anymore. She already has. She doesn't approve of it. It's not her. She has no control over these trolls. So can we stop it? Please.
Yeah, and kudos out to these young ladies who are teaching people a lesson about how life is.
This league is the most self-entitled brats I've ever seen in a sports league. And they just don't think any criticism should come their way, but yet they want 1 million fans. Well, as you get more fans, you get more criticism. So if you think it's bad now, what if the league's way more popular for the next 10 years because Caitlin Clark helps it explode? You're going to get even more criticism, believe it or not. You get more compliments too, just so you know, but you're going to get more criticism. So this has just started, and you need to accept it because it's going to get worse. It is, Rob.
Mark, you're better than me, which we can't use. I would have used another B word besides that one you used, but
right.
Instead of brats, but we can't do that. So,
I mean, they're just so unprofessional and unlikable. And that's why their league has never grown. They've never done anything to make themselves likable, to promote the league, to improve the quality of the play, to take out the physicality. None of these players have done anything to make this league grow. And then they complain when it doesn't grow. And then they complain when it does grow. When someone else does improve the league, they complain about that person and they're jealous and envious of that person. They're children. That's right.
Yeah.
That's what they are, right? They're children, they're brats, and they need to grow up. And that's all there is to it. This league's disgusting.
Yeah, they sure are.
I feel sorry for Caitlin Clark because I feel she wants to establish herself as a great player in this league. And so she needs the league because this is the best league in the world, even though it's not nearly as good as the players say it is.
Right.
And so she's kind of stuck in the league, even though she probably doesn't like the league either at this point. So if she goes to Europe, the competition won't be as strong. She can't prove that she's the greatest player of all time or that she's a great player. So unfortunately, they know they got Caitlin Clark trapped in the league, and they're taking advantage of that by abusing her, in my opinion. Rob.
Well, her concept is like, okay, I'm in this league. It's like this. I mean, sometimes you have to stay in instead of like running away from the problem. You try to fix it. She's like, okay, I'm not going to try to fix it overnight, but through the years, my years of playing, like we talk about, eventually, hopefully all this crap will go away, and they'll have the league will be better. Everything be better. Better players are going to be coming in, which is true. And the WNBA will be a prosperous league. And maybe we'll get rid of some of the management, executives, coaches. And I think, like I said, that's why she's staying. She goes, okay, this year is kind of messed up. I'm not going to run away to Europe, which I should do, but I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to try to improve this league.
I hope so, Rob. And I hope the league becomes less physical and more athletic. Basketball players, regardless of their race or sexuality, come into the league and make it a better brand of basketball. And maybe they're more dedicated and they'll work on their game more in the off season, which I don't believe enough of these women do, or they wouldn't be missing so many layups and be lacking in post moves and all sorts of skills that I think they're physically capable of. Women are great athletes and they should be able to do that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Improve your game. Improve your game.
Rob, the women that have dominated this league have dominated because they're big and physical. And that has led to the bully ball and the prison ball. And that is what turned people off. So the only way to improve this league is to call the game tighter and make it less physical so the non-big bully athletes can shine. And since there's so many of those players in this league right now, they're pushing back on that. And so it's going to be a struggle for the next 15 years to allow the non-big bully athletes to dominate in the league. And that's why forwards and centers dominate in this league, Rob. Instead of guards, last guard they won MVP was, I think, 2009 by Diana Taurasi.
Who?
So if the league wants to become more likable, put out a better product and have better personalities and quit being so childish so you're more likable. And that's what the Indiana Fever team is showing you right now. So hopefully that's a good future for the league if they follow their mold and follow the example that they're setting, Rob.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I don't have a lot of confidence.
Follow the youth. Well, the youth is like I said, new crop of players are going to be coming in. I watched some of the games on YouTube about under 17, under 16, under 17. And they got some good young players coming in. They're really going to be. It's going to make the league better.
You know, maybe this is why they hate Caitlin Clark so much. Not only is she showing him how to play a better brand of basketball, she's showing him how to act more mature, so you're more likable to the fans. And I think they're jealous and envious of that fact, also.
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Anyways, that's our take, and we're sticking to it. If you like Caitlin Clark, subscribe to our channel. If you like football, subscribe to our channel. Just subscribe. We're really close to 5,000. We started in April, and we're almost there. And we really need your support to get there and hit that notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And join us live. You can call in tonight and talk about this and the great football games this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not the good results, but great football. At least the college football games were great. And that's every Monday except for major holidays, 6 to 8 Eastern time. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this video, share it. Please share our videos with other people. We really appreciate it if you do. And we appreciate your support and help us. We appreciate the fans that helped us grow and make great comments, by the way. 90%
Yes,
of the
fantastic.
comments are great. We really appreciate that. We've got the most intelligent subscribers in the world, Rob, at least in sports.
Right about that. You are right about that, Mark.
I can tell that by the comments. There's only like, we get trolls, by the way, too. Guess what we do? We ignore them, or I block them. And guess what? There's been negative things said about us. Guess what? I didn't take it personally. I just moved on, Rob. And that's what they need to do.
I didn't either, Mark. It didn't bother me.
Uncle Ruckus? Didn't someone call you Uncle Ruckus?
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay. Nice. Yeah. So we've gotten the comments too. That's not like we don't understand the things that have been said to them. So if you want to subscribe to our channel, please do so. And we'll do our best to give you objective, intelligent, and knowledgeable take on sports. And we'll be very honest about it, Rob.
All right, y'all.
If you want to donate to this channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.